Hi there. So in this video, I would like to talk about temptation, the way the world is set up now, and how temptation is kind of like uh, coming from all different places. And so, uh, one of the main sources of temptations in the 21st century is the internet and television and even radio at times. The way that Satan uses these sources of media is basically uh, lust. And so you'll notice that how everybody is connected via the internet and social media and all these things. Satan uses these things to create false narratives in your own thinking. And so you'll find yourself, um, using the internet, interacting with people, and then you can be watching television and Satan will put thoughts into your mind in regards to the relationships that you're forming online. And so one of the main reasons it's through lust, and so and through and other uh, bad emotions that he stirs up within you. And so um, unless you spend enough time disconnected from media, from the television, from the internet, from the radio, it's very difficult to really have that sense of peace in your heart, because when Satan uses those interactions to create false narratives in your thinking, then all of a sudden you find yourself acting upon those false narratives. And not only do you find yourself acting upon those false narratives, but then you actually start to seek out things that are going to reinforce that narrative, because it's like when you're walking down the street and you see somebody who you know, and you wave at them and you think that they saw you and they don't wave back, and then all of a sudden you're creating this false narrative like, oh, this person hates me and this and that. And so that's the kind of false narrative that Satan uses with things like social media. So he'll get you to believe a lie. The way that the devil does it is he'll get you to believe in a false narrative, and then to believe in a lie. Either it's a lie about other people or it's a lie about yourself. And so as soon as you start to believe that lie, then he's kind of got you in this kind of like web of deception where you'll start to act out this false narrative in your own life. And so then when you are interacting with people face to face, your mind has already been deceived by the devil. And so that these are just some of the ways that Satan uses the media in order to create false narratives, in order to shape our thinking. And so our thinking is really important. We want to, if you're a believer, you want, or if you're not, you want to make sure that your thoughts are lining up with the Word of God. And so he'll even use church to tempt you. The way that church is set up these days is that, if you've bought into any kind of deception in your life, he'll use priests and pastors and things to kind of reinforce that false narrative. That maybe it could be as simple as, could be like, everybody hates me, I'm not lovable, I'm not acceptable. And so if something happens when you're visiting church or another or somewhere else where visiting friends or family, and somebody kind of says something to you, and then all of a sudden you bought into this lie. So why does Satan do this? Because he doesn't want us believing the truth. Excuse me. The devil does not want you to believe the truth. He does not want you to know the truth, and he doesn't want you to believe the truth. And so we are literally bombarded with temptations on a day-to-day basis. And the only way to kind of like have a sense of peace in your life is to kind of maybe like disconnect for a while and settle your thoughts down. The moment you do that, then you actually get clarity as to what's actually happening in your life. And so I want to say a quick prayer for those of you who may be struggling with temptation. I'm going to hopefully title this video "The Way That Satan Uses Temptation," something to that effect. So I just want to pray that those who are being tempted by Satan, who's using either people, places, or things to tempt you, I pray that with the Lord's help, you'll be able to come to resist that temptation, to come out of that temptation. I pray that you will have clarity of mind, clarity of thought, and also the way society is set up these days is that it's almost like a continuous kind of temptation, unless you find outlets in media that television shows or listening to radio stations where there's less temptation, then you will unless you find those kind of outlets in media, then you'll find that you're constantly this bombardment on a continuous basis. So I just lift up my brothers and sisters who are suffering or who are being tempted and are suffering as a result. I just pray that the Lord would lift that burden from you, give you peace in your heart, and help you to give you wisdom to find ways to not succumb and be deceived by the temptations of evil. Thanks so much. Bye.